Okay. I realized yesterday that we have lots of confusion going on with Jacob's insulin dosing, especially with everything else going on and not being able to have our meeting all together yet. I wanted to do a hopefully semi-quick video to explain a little bit to make sure at least we're all following the general idea or the orders that we have for primarily for Jacob's insulin. So in his new binder, I do have it separated. As we've gone along now, I realize there are some issues with the forms that I've made, so I am going to be redoing those, but I won't redo those until we actually meet and can go over it. So right now it's set up that we have two different sections for the two different insulins. I didn't realize when I made these either that it's Lispro in his bar, but it is actually called Humalog here with the actual medicine. So that one's referring to the Humalog, which is the fast-acting insulin, which is his mealtime insulin. That's the one that's going to activate in his body pretty quick and primarily help with bringing the blood sugar down with foods that he's eating for mealtime. And then Basaglar is what I have noted for the other worksheet, the other section of the binder, and that's actually this one, the Resvoglar. So that's the long-acting one. This one he should only be getting at 8 o'clock. And that's the one that's supposed to slowly stay in his system throughout the day and hopefully bring his general resting, typical blood sugar down on average. So this one should only be given at 8 o'clock. So that's the 8 p.m. one in there. I realized that we do have that extra 3 a.m. dosing, 3 a.m. blood sugar check and dosing as needed, that we're going to kind of hold on to for now until we can figure everything out. But I see that we were using the 8 p.m. Resvoglar for that, but it should actually be the other one, the Lispro or the Humalog, because that's going to bring the blood sugar down. If we're using the other one, that's just the overall average, and it's not really going to affect the blood sugar immediately right then. So I want to go ahead and use that one for the 3 a.m. So now just kind of the general follow. If you watch the diabetes video that I'm sending as well, that is really cool to explain how insulin works, how the body is lacking in these guys' case, at least in Angelo and Jacob's case, where they're type 1, their pancreas, the islet cells is what produces natural insulin, and theirs is shot. For whatever reason, their bodies had that activate, islet cells died, they do not produce any insulin at all. So in this case, that video explains it crazy good. I've never seen anything explained so well on how diabetes is and how that affects. So definitely watch that. And then we have his worksheet. So I have one of these like 3 of these in the binder. There should be one in each Ziploc bag with the actual insulin, and this is our guide. This is what we need to be following in my PowerPoint that we'll do eventually at a meeting. I have these are hard no's. These are hard and fast. This is a doctor's order. We are to follow this. Now, I understand, especially with Angelo, I know there's a lot of leeway that's given with him based on what you guys see. You've gotten to know him. You know when he's going to go high and low, but for Jacob, we have not got him figured out yet. So in order to figure him out, we need to follow this so that I can start figuring out where our trends are, where our problems are, what foods are really affecting him, how the medication is really affecting him, and follow this to the T. So we have the 2 rows on this form. And again, I'm going to redo this as well so that we have better explanations. I know when I was doing it, there was so much going on with doing all the Ziploc bags and everything that I just typed things in and didn't think it through. I will change the names so they match better. Blood glucose is blood sugar, all those things that just kind of trip us up. So, meal times. What have we got? The 8 a.m., 12 p.m., 5 p.m. Meal times, insulin, short-acting insulin. Again, this is the one that's going to go in immediately and start working on the food that he is actually eating. But it also has what the blood sugar is at that point. So check the blood sugar, come here. The insulin correction dose. I think everyone's done really well with following this. So whatever his blood sugar is, corresponding number is what the insulin dose should be. So put that down in the book where it says insulin correction. So that's the amount of insulin that we're giving based on his blood sugar. Over here is our carb counts. So this is what I think is not being followed very well and needs to, so we don't get these crazy high shooting up and then dropping issues based on what he's eating. So we need to do the carb counts, and in the front of his binder I have put a lot of helps, but seriously, like the internet, Google it. We had an issue yesterday. He was low. I was curious what he had eaten. He sent me exactly what to eat. I can Google how many carbs in a hard-boiled egg. Pops right up. How many carbs in a cup of lettuce? Pops right up. Cheese. So seriously, just Google what those are, add all the ingredients, and that's our total carb count. There's one here. Or if he's eating from something packaged, it's already done for you. The important thing that you want to pay attention to on these is the serving size. So example, pizza, if you do a frozen pizza, we looked at this the other day. A frozen pizza is, the carbs are counted for a fourth of the pizza. So you cut it one way, cut it the other way, and that entire piece, which is probably 2 pieces for them, is where the carb counts in. So if he ends up eating half of the pizza, then you need to double the carb count here. So paying attention to that, and some of them are tricky because that's what they want to do. They're like, oh, it's only 12 carbs. But then you look up here, and if you eat the whole thing, then it's actually 42 carbs because there's 70 servings in there. Sorry, numbers are completely arbitrary. But that's something that we just need to carefully pay attention to and make sure that we're calculating the amount of carbs that he is actually getting. And it's just this total carbs. We don't need to worry about sugar added, the fiber, whatever.
Let's go.
Yeah, this one's not. Sometimes they have you subtract the fiber. We're not going to do it. It's just the total carbs. There's some other helps in here with common foods and what their carb counts are. I have this one. Nope. This one is common foods with 15 grams of carbs, so that when he's low, we can look at different options. I think applesauce is a common one that you guys jump to, but I think those only have 5 grams of carbs in the little cup of applesauce. And we do want to make sure he's getting 15 grams of carbs to follow the instructions exactly. So those are examples of some foods that have 15 grams of carbs, other common foods, and how many carbs are in it. So just start, please, really paying attention to what he's eating and make the correction for that. From what my understanding is, he's really good at eating what's put in front of him. So we don't need to worry about waiting or that we're going to overcorrect, because he will eat what he's given. We also really want to try and stick to dosing him 10 to 15 minutes before he eats. So don't do it right before he eats, but if we give that 10-minute grace period at least, then that insulin will be able to start working in the body to keep it low, prevent it from spiking. So try and do that 10 to 15 minutes before he's going to sit down to eat a meal. Do the calculations. So, blood sugar calculation, and then here. So you calculate his carbs. Say that you're going to give him, I think usually around 35 or so is common. So say 35 carbs. You're going to also give an additional 4 units. So I don't remember what I said over here, or if I did. So let's just say he's 170. So we've got 2 units of insulin plus 4 units to cover the amount of carbs that he's going to eat in his food. So you are going to give him a total of 6 units of the fast-acting insulin, 10 to 15 minutes before he eats. Make sure you write all that down, monitor, just like you guys have from there. So one thing I wanted to point out that I think kind of confuses us is if he's 100, so you check his sugar, he's 100, oh, this says 0, I'm not going to give any insulin. We still need to cover the carbs that he's eating. So we've got 0 on here, but we're still having him eat 35 carbs. We still need to give 4 units of insulin, 10 to 15 minutes before he eats. So that's how those ones work. If you have any other questions or when you're doing it, please reach out to me. I also have here anytime he's above 300, I have it at 291. So 291 and above, just to text me. If calling's easier, that's fine too, but a quick text is fine just to let me know. I'll put this in the chat too. What I'm going to want to know is what his previous blood sugar was. So the last time you checked, so say you're texting me at dinner time, it's 5 p.m., he's 300. I'm just going to want to know what his blood sugar was at lunch and what he last ate. And you can even, I'm going to redo the log so that those foods are going to be in the log like the previous one was. So then all you really would need to do, snap a picture of that log and text it to me. That's it. So this is easy. This isn't like a reprimand. I'm not going to send you down the road of problems. I just want to know so that I can start mentally noting if every time I'm getting a text of 300 and he had a sandwich for lunch, we're going to realize the white bread spikes him more than anything else. So just, an idea of what I'm looking for, because all carbs are not treated the same. The body does not treat them the same. So there are just some foods that will spike more than another, some foods that affect somebody differently. So that's my goal, to try and figure out what foods those are or what it is that we're doing so that we can eliminate those from his diet or figure out the adjustment. Like I said, the 10 to 15 minutes before he eats. Maybe we need to do it 20 minutes before he eats to give it enough time to set in. So then when he eats, we're keeping it balanced and we're not having these huge drops either because we've overcompensated after he's eaten. So that's my goal with this. Oh, also, the 70. Anything less than 70, I would like, so again, text me, let me know. And then, in the back of his binder, I'm at the house right now, is this hypoglycemic worksheet. Hypoglycemic just means low blood sugar. So anything under 70, I would like this to be filled out. And this is just reminding us of the process. So it gets that information at the top that I would like to know. The 15 grams of carbs, so giving a snack of 15 grams of carbs, not given in the time. And then this walks you through what to do next. So carbs given, 15 minutes later, you're going to check his glucose. And then at that 15 minutes time, what the glucose was. And then if it was above 70, yes, you'll recheck again in 3 hours. So if we hit above 70 by that point, you're in the clear. If not, we're going to do 15 more grams of carbs, check again in 15 more minutes. So that just walks through. There's several pages just in case it isn't coming up. Hopefully you really don't need this many spots. I'm hoping this really just 2 should probably be it. If it's not coming up by the time you hit here, should definitely be calling me again or whatever. We need to get it up faster. Oh, the 3 a.m. I can't remember if I said, I said, yes, I did say the 3 a.m. We've talked about it a lot, so I can't remember what I did in the video. So 3 a.m. we put in here the Humalog, so that's the one you're grabbing to do at the 3 a.m. I've removed the carb count. We don't need to compensate for any carbs at 3 a.m. Only if he's low, then you're going to give him carbs. But at that point, you're not going to give any insulin. And then over here, you will still follow this. So if he's 230, then you'll give him 5 units of the fast-acting insulin. That triggered another thought. Insulin checking, and now I don't remember what it was. Carbs. Oh, that's what it was. So if you do check him, and so it's lunchtime, say lunchtime, you check him, and he's below 70. You do this log, give him his 15 grams of carbs, but then you're also going to serve him lunch. I know. So once he's come back above 70 with those 15 grams of carbs, then you're going to account for his lunch correction and still give the lunch correction. And I know that sounds crazy, but I'm seeing it in there because we're not. He's low, and then we swing him way too high. So this is still going to cover what he ate. Don't cover the snack, just cover the meal for this carb correction. So really, there shouldn't be any meal, 8 a.m., 12 noon, and 5 p.m., that he shouldn't be getting at least some insulin. If he's only getting 1 to 10 grams of carbs for his meal, it's not going to hold him over. So if that's what you're getting out of there, I mean, even there, 1 gram of carbs is still saying 1 unit of insulin. So there shouldn't be any mealtime where he's not getting insulin. And if you're nervous about that process or anything, again, call me. We can talk it through. Those are the things that I need to watch close, because maybe it's not going to work. That if he is that low and he eats 20 grams of carbs and we dose him, that it's still going to drop him low. Those are the things that we need to figure out, but I won't be able to figure it out unless we follow the process, everyone doing the same thing. I think that is everything I wanted to go over. I have one of these things in here as well of where to administer the insulin. I think that you guys pretty much just do it in his abdomen, which is fine, but that's just a little step thing there. Also a step-by-step on the needles, the pens, of how to use them. So if there's any questions there, step-by-step. The biggest thing on this is once you've clicked the pen down, holding it for 10 seconds to make sure that all of that insulin does go in and you don't pull the pen out too quickly. As you know and see, 1 unit of insulin can still make a big difference. So if we're missing that 1 unit because it's getting pulled out too fast, that can affect things. So I think those are the important things for now. And when we meet again, you guys will meet on Tuesday. I'll just be calling in because I'm out of town, but then we'll do one more meeting. I'll redo all of this while I'm on my trip, and then we'll do a meeting together at the end of the month is the plan. It's what was already scheduled, the 28th, so July 28th is a Monday at 10 a.m. I'm pretty sure at the office is when we had that planned. So we can all make sure that's in there and meet together for that. Hopefully that'll give us a good couple of weeks to everybody be on the same page with this and see if we need to make any corrections at that point. And I think that's it, but please don't hesitate to call or text me at any time. Sometimes I don't get back right away, but please send those out. Text, I will check, and if it is urgent, call me. If I don't answer, call right back. Usually I don't answer the first time if something's going on, but if you call right back, then I will grab it. I usually am wearing a watch, so I do see things ring through. And I think that's it. This is awesome, you guys. I'm so excited that things are going to change, and Marianne just raves. You guys are awesome as long as you have the right tools. We're going to get it all figured out. So thank you so much.